In our previous video, we have discussed the role of culture, in reviving and facing any oddities in the process of management to bring success and alignment of strategy with the culture. Now we will discuss what are the basic attributes and styles of this culture. Culture is a group phenomena. It cannot exist solely within single person, nor it is simply the average of individual characteristics. It resides in shared behaviors, values, and assumptions and is most commonly experienced through the norms of expectations of a group, that is unwritten rules, that is the culture which is built up, that is called shared. The next attribute is its pervasive. Culture permeates multiple levels and applies very broadly in an organization. Sometimes it is even conflated with the organization itself. It's a manifest. It is a manifest in collective behaviors, physical environments, group rituals, visible symbols, stories, and legends. Other aspects of culture are unseen, such as mindsets, motivations, unspoken assumptions, and what David Rookie and William Torbett refer to as action logics. I repeat this word, action logics. Maybe unwritten, but there will be a logic in every action in an organization where the culture is established. These action logics involve mental models, how to interpret and respond to the world around you. I repeat these words. Mental models of how to interpret and respond to the world around you. That is the crux of it. Enduring. Culture can direct the thoughts and actions of group members even the long term. It develops through critical events and the collective life and learning of a group. Its endurance is explained in part by the attraction, selection, and attrition model first introduced by Benjamin Schneider. People are drawn to organizations with characteristics similar to their own. Organizations are more likely to select individuals who seem to be fit in, and over time, those who don't fit in the trend have to leave. This culture becomes a self reinforcing social platform that grows increasingly resistant to change and outside influences. That means it will be facing any sort of volatile fluctuations. Implicit. An important and often overlooked aspect of culture. I repeat, an important and often overlooked aspect of culture is that despite its subliminal nature, people are effectively knowledgeable, hardwired, and recognize and respond to the instinctively. It acts as a kind of silent language. I repeat, this is a great word used for culture. It acts as a kind of silent language. It acts as a silent language. There are 8 distinct styles of the culture. Our review of literature, commonalities, central concept reveal the primary dimensions that apply regardless of organizations, type, size, and industry. Number 1, people's interaction. An organization's orientation toward people interactions and coordination will fail if it is not properly falling on a spectrum from highly independent to highly interdependent. Cultures that lean toward the former place greater value of autonomy, individual action, and competition. Those that lean toward the latter emphasize integration, managing relationships, and coordinating group effort. People in such cultures tend to collaborate and to see success through the lens of the group. Response to the change. This is a very important and pivotal parameter. Some cultures emphasize stability, prioritizing consistency, predictability, and maintenance of the status quo. Others emphasize flexibility, adaptability, and receptiveness to change. Those that favor stability tend to follow rules, use control, structure. Those that favor flexibility tend to particular innovation. Both are very nice, both are necessary. By applying the fundamental insight about the dimensions of the people, interactions, and response to change, we can identify these things as very, very important motivators and motivating influence to the leadership by building the culture and leading the organization success both financially and in cultural way also. Caring focuses on relationships is very important thing. Mutual trust. Work environments must be warm, collaborative, and welcoming places where people help and support each other. Employees are united by loyalty. Leaders emphasize sincerity, teamwork. Purpose is explained by idealism and altruism. Learning characterized by exploration, expansiveness, and creativity. Work environments are inventive and open minded places where people spark new ideas. This is very important point. Open minded places where people spark new ideas and explore the alternative. It is the duty of the top leadership, this cultural environment for a free expression of their ideas. Employees are united by curiosity. Leaders must emphasize innovation, knowledge, and adventure. Enjoyment is expressed through fun and excitement. Work environments, light-hearted places where people tend to what makes them happy. Employees are united by playfulness and stimulation. This part of it is the job of a CEO, arranging their environment or giving stimulation to the group. Leaders emphasize spontaneity and a sense of humor. The results is characterized by achievement and winning. Work environments are outcome oriented and merit based places where people aspire to achieve. Authority is identified by strength, decisiveness, and boldness. Work environments are competitive places where people strive to gain personal advantage. Employees are united by strong control. Leaders emphasize confidence and dominance. Safety is defined by planning, caution, and preparedness. These are the styles of our culture which people have built up. Finally, the order is focused on respect, structure, and shared norms. All these things can be built up by building of a culture, which is very important in building an integrated culture, the framework. By building an integrated culture, the framework of an organization can be built, can be molded as a suitable process culture which can face any violation of the market unitedly in an organized way in the form of a culture with entity, with human respect towards each other and confidence among each other that being united they can face any situation and bring success. These are the points which success will be molded through building the culture. Once again, I reiterate this is the fundamental organizational structure which must emphasize and analyze and entrust the responsibility to the top leadership who are the influence in building the culture. I repeat, if this activity is entrusted purely to HR, purely if a big managers who think that because they brought success, because they are successful leader, in expansion and amalgamation of organization. They brought so much of money to the organization. If they live in that a world of apathy, they can never build a culture for the long term sustainability, for the long term success of an organization. Hence, an eye, a view, an effort has to be made only by the top leadership in bringing out norms, in constructing the models of culture building for the organization with long term policy and aligning the strategy with the culture can bring success. Here, I would like to request all the managers to read available much academic literature and experiences with the organizations like TISCO and several organizations in the world. We can develop our own way, our own geographical limitations will be taken into consideration in building a culture, the local norms. But ultimately, we can definitely build a culture which is suitable to the organization for the future needs and future expansion. Thank you very much.